High ticket closing is one of the biggest scams in 2025. These gurus are constantly selling you the dream of making 10K per month, but in reality, most closers make about 2K per month on average. And if you look hard enough, you will notice that most of the people trying to sell you on the dream are actually just trying to sell you on a course. Now, in this video, I'm going to go through 3 different points. 1, why is high ticket closing a scam? 2, why do most high ticket closers fail? And 3, what you should actually do instead of closing. And by the end of this video, you will know why I walked away from sales, if it was worth it, and what I would do in your position now. And just so you know, I'm not one of these gurus. I've run multiple 6-figure sales teams. I've accounted for 7 figures in sales, and I've trained over a dozen sales reps and helped them make anywhere from 3K to 8K per month. With that being said, let's dive in. The first point I want to go across is why high ticket closing is a scam. Now, in high ticket closing, you are constantly sold the dream of making 10K per month. But the reality of the truth is that most closers on average make about 2K per month if they are lucky. And the next point is that in every one closer making 10K per month, the other 99 fail. The second point I want to go through is you only get paid if you close. Majority of the offers you get as a closer are very low quality, meaning that A, it is hard to sell, and B, it is even harder to close the deals. Now, with that being said, if you do not close any deals, you do not get paid. As a closer, you do not get a base pay. You only get paid on commissions because it's mostly a sales job. Therefore, you have no other opportunities to make money unless you close deals. The third point I want to go through is the fact that you have zero control as a closer. You are working with a growth operator, manager, whoever it is, it doesn't matter. And they can put you in a position where all of a sudden you fail 1 call or 2 calls or 3 calls, and now they stop sending you leads all of a sudden. Now you're in a position where you can't even make money and you are essentially done. If they stop sending you calls, you cannot make any money. Why do most closers end up failing? There are 3 different points I want to go through. The first point I want to go through is the fact that closing is extremely hard. It is a high pressure skill that will take you months, years, or even decades to master. And most people burn out before they even get good. Number 2 is constant stress and rejection. Every day you are dealing with objections, rejections, and a lot of people just not showing up to the call. It is essentially a sink or swim job where most people end up sinking. And the third and final point I want to go through is the fact that you can't offer stack as a closer. If you know what offer stacking is, it's essentially when you work 2 or 3 different offers at once, therefore you get paid more, you have more opportunities, and that is the power of online sales. Closing jobs are extremely hands-on, so you can't work 2 or 3 offers at once. If you work 1 offer, you are most likely glued to that offer. So if you are trying to offer stack, I wish you luck. Now that I've told you why high ticket closing is a scam and why most closers fail, you are probably thinking, what should I do instead? So what I would do instead if I were you, and this is exactly what I did instead of closing, is appointment setting. What is appointment setting? Appointment setting is an entry-level sales role where you are essentially connecting leads to the closer, booking them in for a call so they can get closed by the closer. Your job is to booking calls. That is it. No objections, no bullshit. You don't need to deal with anything. You just book them in for calls. Why is it stupid not to start with setting? The first point I want to make is the fact that it is a lot easier to be a top 1% setter than it is to be a top 1% closer. Unlike closing, setting takes 1 to 2, maybe 3 months to get very, very good at, where setting might take months, years, decades, whatever it might be. The second point is that it is way less stressful because you're not closing deals, you're just booking the deals. You're booking appointments. The third point is that the success rate is higher because it's an easier skill to master. It is not as hands-on, it doesn't take as much time, and it's just easier as a whole. Your success rate as a setter is also higher than it would be for a closer. The skill is easier to learn and master, therefore more people succeed with it. And the fourth point I want to make is the fact that it is easier to offer stack. I mentioned earlier, offer stacking as a closer is difficult because it's very hands-on. A job as a setter may take 4 or 5 hours a day. So if you work 2 or 3 simultaneously at once, you are able to stack them a lot easier than it would be versus closing. And to give you a quick example, I trained a sales rep with 0 experience, and he ended up making over $3,500 in his first month as an appointment setter. That does not happen with closing because closing is significantly more difficult. What I would do if I were you, and I was thinking, okay, should I do setting or closing? If I really wanted to do closing right now, I would start with setting. I would learn setting, maybe it would take 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 weeks, get very good at that, start making money, start offer stacking. And while I'm making more money with setting, I would learn sales, I would learn closing, and develop my skill sets over time because just like closing is a skill, setting is a skill. I would put myself in a position where I am networking, I'm meeting different individuals who will need a closer in the future. So while I become good at closing, I'm still making money with setting. I'm still getting that sales exposure. If you really want to do closing, the safest bet and the highest success rate bet is probably to start with appointment setting. Now, if you are someone who doesn't really have a lot of experience, this is perfect for you. If you are someone who does have a lot of experience, setting or closing, or you've already been doing it for a while, maybe just doing closing will be good for you. The reason I'm making this video is for people who don't have sales experience, or maybe have in-person experience and want to transition online and think going right into closing is the perfect way. The truth is, some of the best closers began as appointment setters. Now, if you do want to learn appointment setting, you can go and watch my other videos. My most recent one is really good. And I pretty much go through everything you need to know about appointment setting, how to find jobs, land jobs, master interviews, and help you guys get started for free. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe. Like I said, if you do want to learn setting, check out my other videos. Peace.